Greetings, NASCAR enjoyers, and this is the Bandito from the Racer Sim and Productions YouTube channel saying, welcome to Texas Motor Speedway. Our Xfinity race at Fort Worth begins with Austin Hill in front. Hold on. Justin just got past him, and we get a caution already. Dang it! During commercials, two drivers make early pit stops to fix some damage to their cars. Josh Bilicki also spins out and touches the wet grass. Well, he touched the wet grass during caution, not during the pit stops. That's what I'm trying to say. The caution ends with Justin Allgaier leading, and then all of a sudden, another caution comes out. Nick Lights is one of the drivers that got involved in the caution, and Leland Honeyman also gets involved in it. Seriously? This is like the billionth time that Leland Honeyman gets involved in a caution. Sammy Smith also got through, but not without sustaining damage. The caution ends with Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier battling for the lead, and Justin manages to get away. Yes! Meanwhile, in third, Sheldon and Jesse are fighting for position. Last year's winner, Sam Mayer, is in fifth. Never mind, Sam fell behind. Just when Sam was trying to fight back, Josh Bilicki spins out again and causes yet another caution. Several drivers come down to pit road during caution. The caution ends with Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier battling for the lead yet again, and Justin will be the one to lead. As long as Austin Hill doesn't win, I'll be a happy camper. Jesse Love also starts falling behind. Meanwhile, Sheldon Creed and Nick Sanchez are fighting for second. Larson jumps up to fourth, and Allgaier better watch out! At least Larson's car looks great. Yeah, it does look great, by the way. Best looking car in the race, by the way. At least it's my opinion. He's now in third! Finally, Sheldon Creed gets past Austin Hill, and that's what I want to see. Even Sanchez can't stop him as Larson jumped up to second. Never mind, Hill suddenly got past Sheldon Creed. Oh, come on! Ryan Sieg now starts jumping up, and he's right on Sheldon Creed's tail. Come on, Carson, get past Jesse. Yep, I started hating Jesse ever since he's, sent Connor Zillisch to the wall. Never forgive, never forget. And he does it as he's now in 15th. And just like that, Justin Allgaier dominates the first stage, even with cautions being thrown. Christian Eckes goes to the garage for engine issues. Wait, what? But anyways, our first race off pit road begins, and Austin Hill wins the race off pit road. No! Yeah, I know. I'm being a bit over dramatic, but keep in mind, Austin Hill is my most hated driver in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, so it is to be expected. Yeah, I don't like it when Austin Hill wins the race off pit road, even if it has a good pit crew. Yeah, he's like the heel of Richard Childress Racing. You don't want to see him win. It's like seeing the boogeyman from WWE win. You're supposed to boo the bad guy and cheer the good guy. And to me, Justin Allgaier is the good guy and Austin Hill is the bad guy. Or at least that's what I think. Phew. Finally got that out of my system. The announcers get two different flavors of Andy's frozen custard. And Kyle Larson gets penalized. Again! Yeah, this happened to him again. Like, he's whenever pit road happens, like, he gets penalized. I don't know why this happens. But he better slow down, though. But anyways, the second stage begins with what else? Austin Hill leading. Can someone please get past him? Justin Allgaier fell behind due to a slower pit stop. Larson nearly loses control, but he manages to save his car, and he's still in the race. Justin overtakes Sheldon for second. Here we go. We get another battle for the lead. If Justin passes Austin, I will be happy. Sam Mayer manages to get past Jesse Love for fifth. Meanwhile, Larson starts moving up for the field. There's no stopping him. Come on, Justin. You can do it. You can get past him. Catherine Lage is in the race, and she hasn't managed to crash out for now. Austin Hill is still leading. Please don't let him win this race. You know what happened last time at Talladega, right? It was a disaster. Finally, Justin is running down Austin yet again, and Austin is having mechanical issues. Also, one thing that the announcers mentioned is the fact that Austin Hill also breaks the lever sometimes. Yeah, that's the lever to the brake bias, if you haven't known already. Jeez, be easy on your car, man. Chris Wright spins out and causes yet another caution. Just like that, the stage ends with Austin Hill winning. Ugh, man. Here we go. The next set of pit stops begin. It all comes down to who gets out first. We see Anthony Alfredo's race health report, and he actually eats pasta. Yeah, I'm not kidding. He eats pasta. Anthony Alfredo eats pasta. That's crazy. But anyways, Austin Hill wins the race off of pit road again. The final stage begins with a huge wreck. Holy crap, this track is bad news. Sam, Josh, and Taylor are freed of the drivers to get involved in it. Luckily, Kyle Larson manages to get past, not manages to get past Austin Hill. He manages to dodge the wreck, and does a good job on it. The caution ends with Justin trying to get past Austin, and another caution comes out. Corey Dace assigns light damage, as he is one of the cars that got involved in the caution itself. Sheldon Creed's car also has some damage, and he had to come down to pit road to get his car fixed. Sheldon Creed also backs out of the race. Poor Sheldon. But anyways, let's hope the race gets a full lap when it gets restarted. The caution ends with Justin and Austin battling for the lead. And Justin gets the lead as Austin gets loose. Yes! Even Kyle Larson manages to get past him. Wait, what? Leland Honeyman is running in ninth? Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. I'm not seeing this. Like, rivers and seas boiling. Cause, like, as you haven't known already, Leland Honeyman is usually a back marker, but he's running in ninth? What? What's going on here, man? Even William Sawalich is battling him for position. Oh man, Kyle Larson is right behind Nick Sanchez. Anyone who's raced him in the Xfinity Series knows that he is hard to hold off. Oh my goodness. Larson is in second, and the left front of Catherine's car is down, but somehow no caution is thrown. Dang, just when I thought that Catherine Lage was going to redeem herself for once. But hey, at least she's still in the race. For now. That's good to know. He's coming! We now have Kyle Larson trailing Justin Allgaier. Holy crap! Larson tries taking the lead, but Justin hangs on to it for now. Larson manages to dodge Chris Wright while he deals with Riley Herbst. A few drivers come down to pit road. With 50 to go, more drivers come down to pit road. Kyle Larson also comes down to pit road. Justin then gives up the lead, while as he too comes down to pit road. Sam Mayer is currently in the lead. Oh no! Justin Allgaier hits the wall and causes a caution. So much for Allgaier winning. He gets involved with Chris Wright. Yeah, like, Chris Wright and Justin Allgaier wrecked out each other. Seriously, what is it with you, Chris Wright? You can't keep getting yourself involved in cautions all the time. You're gonna lose your seats if you keep this up. Every driver on the lead lap comes down to pit road, and Sam somehow manages to win the race off pit road. The caution ends with Kyle Larson leading, and Nick Sanchez manages to battle Austin Hill for second. He gets past him as Hill gets loose. Austin gets caught up in dirty air, and this is the first time I mentioned dirty air in this series. Yeah, if you get caught up in dirty air, you fall behind. I gotta hand it to Nick. He does a good job on managing the hold off Austin Hill. Meanwhile, Sam Mayer gets past BJ. So far, no further cautions have happened. Jeremy Clemens is also running in 10th. Kyle Larson gains a huge lead gap while Nick holds off Austin Hill until Sanchez gets loose and passes him for second. Ah, crap. You had one job, Sanchez. One job. And Corey Day is having troubles. This causes yet our next caution. Larson comes down to pit road, but Hill decides to stay out. The caution ends with Nick Sanchez getting past Austin Hill, and Sam Mayer is now in front. Holy crap, this is an anomaly for Haas factory team. And Sammy Smith hits the wall and causes yet another caution. The race gets into overtime and we see Sam Mayer leading, and the race gets into double overtime once we see Jeremy Clemens wreck out. Sam and Larson are in first and second thanks to the timing lines that are set up on the track. Hill is now in fifth, and both drivers don't have to worry about him when they come to the restart. The race restarts with Sam Mayer getting a good launch, but Larson gets past him. Now this is what we call a revenge arc. After 2 overtime cautions, Kyle Larson gets an emotional win for Connor Zillisch. At least he has the best looking car this time around. For a Texas race, it was good. I know, right? Texas racing usually sucks. This is the first time that the best looking Xfinity Series car wins the race. Well, what I mean by that is the best looking car in the race itself. Yeah, I don't usually like seeing Kyle Larson win, but this win was for Connor Zillisch. It's the first time a substitute driver won a race since Jamie McMurray did it while filling in for Sterling Marlin. Had it not been for that finish, it would get a 6 out of 10, but because Kyle Larson pulled off an emotional win, it gets an 8 out of 10. The Cup Series race is up next, and we have... Greetings, NASCAR enjoyers, and this is the Bandito from the Race of Summer Productions YouTube channel saying, we have come full circle now, and we witness the Demolition Derby of Fort Worth take place. The Demolition Derby at Fort Worth begins with Carson Hocevar and Willie B battling for the lead. Carson Hocevar manages to get past him. William Byron is trying his best to get ahead of him, but it is difficult. Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez start moving up. Oh no! Noah Gragson spins out and causes our first caution of the day. Nearly the entire field all decide to come down to pit road. Cindric wins the race off pit road. Ty Dillon and John Hunter Nemechek both get penalties. The caution ends with Josh and Cindric battling for the lead. Michael McDowell also starts charging up. Even Denny Hamlin manages to make an impressive jump to 32nd. While Barry and Cindric duke it out, Larson gets past Carson for 4th, and even Willie B gets past. Holy crap, Reddick is in 7th, and he might catch up to Byron. He's even catching up to Carson Hocevar. Reddick is now in 3rd, and before you know it, he's in 2nd. While Reddick is battling for Cindric for the lead, Hamlin has issues and he causes yet another caution. Wait, what? Oh no, his car's on fire. He better get out while he still could. Thankfully, Denny Hamlin is okay. But he's still out of the race, which is sad for him. And sad for any Denny fan that wanted him to win. We also get a tribute to a legend who passed away named Mike Chase. He was one of the early short track legends. Rest in peace, Mike Chase. You might be gone, but you'll always be remembered for what you brought to the stock car racing scene. Justin Haley and Eric Jones get penalized for speeding on pit road. The stage begins with Josh Berry jumping to the lead, and then all of a sudden, another caution comes out. Chase Briscoe and Riley Herbst both get involved in the caution itself. Here we go. The caution ends, and Barry and Larson battle for the lead. Josh takes the lead and Larson gets buried. Carson Hocevar gets loose and nearly spins out. Luckily, he saves it. Bo Wallace and Ty Gibbs are moving up, and they both block Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman manages to get past Wallace, but not Gibbs. Josh Berry manages to do what not many NASCAR drivers have ever managed to do. Gap him. Berry now has a near 1 second lead gap over Larson. Berry now has a near 1 second lead gap over Larson. Ty Gibbs gets past Michael McDowell for 9th. Oh no! Josh Berry spins out, loses the lead, and causes another caution! Several drivers come down to pit road during caution. Several drivers come down to pit road during caution, and Larson wins the race off of pit road. Todd Gilliland is one of the drivers that decided to stay out. But anyways, the caution ends with Todd jumping to the lead until he gets loose. He fell back to 10th. Reddick starts catching up yet again and overtakes Priest. He is now right behind Larson. Chris Buescher blows a tire, and the caution comes out for debris. Dang, so much for the hometown hero, aka Prosper Tex. Like before, the stage ends under caution and Kyle Larson wins the stage. Chris Buescher also gets a commitment line violation and he will not be taking the wave around. But anyways, the next race off pit road begins and Willie B wins the race off pit road and chases in 2nd. Wait, what? Willie B also had splitter damage due to a pit road incident that occurred. The caution ends with Willie B leading despite having splitter damage, and a huge wreck causes another caution. Bubba Wallace is also one of the many drivers to get involved in the caution. Giggles Logano would be the one to wreck him out. Yeah, laugh it up while you can. Oh no! Alex Bowman also get involved and he's now out of the race! Dang! Ryan Blaney also jumped up to 7th, and the race restarts with Chase Elliott taking the lead, and this time the race restarts. Ryan Blaney also jumped up to 7th, and the race restarts with Chase Elliott taking the lead this time around, and then loses it to Willie B. Holy crap, Ryan Blaney is now in 5th. May the force be with you, Blaney. Kyle Larson got past Cindric and is now in 2nd. Wait, what? And he's now in the lead. Blaney is now in 2nd, and that happened during commercial. God damn it, Fox. Why must you always do this? Willie B comes down to pit road to change tires, make adjustments, and fuel up his car. Kyle Busch moves up to 11th, and he is looking bad fast. Ryan Blaney starts battling Larson for the lead. Hold up, Reddick has joined the chat and is now in 3rd. Larson manages to get past Custer, and Jesse Love causes the next caution by spinning out and hitting. Hold up, Tyler Reddick has joined. Hold up, Tyler Reddick has joined the chat, and Tyler Reddick has joined the chat and is now in 3rd. Larson manages to get past Custer, and Jesse Love causes the next caution by spinning out and hitting the wall. Several drivers come down to pit road as expected. And as expected, Kyle Larson wins the race off pit road. The caution ends with Michael McDowell and Larson battling for the lead. Also, Bushy gets past Blaney, Bushy gets past Blaney. McDowell manages to get into a battle for the lead with him. Also, Bushy gets past Blaney. McDowell manages to get into a battle for the lead with him. And then all of a sudden, Bushy spins out! Well, at least his car's okay, but he'll be a few laps down as he also had to have repairs done to his car. Willie B also has to get repairs done to his car, but anyway, the race restarts with Kyle Larson jumping to the lead, and Blaney gets past Michael McDowell as McDowell just couldn't hold on to his position during the restart. Suddenly, another big wreck occurs and causes the next caution, and the Arby's car gets damaged. Carson also has a BeamNG wheel and had to come down to pit road. 2 more drivers get eliminated from the race. Here we go. The race restarts with Michael McDowell getting an excellent launch. Oh no! Another caution comes out. At this point, the race will never end. Brad Keselowski is also eliminated from the race as his car is too damaged to continue racing. The caution ends with McDowell getting a good launch and begins to battle Blaney for the lead. Holy crap, this just got intense. And then all of a sudden, another caution comes out. Reddick gets spun out by Suarez. The billionth caution of the day ends with McDowell and Blaney continuing to battle for the lead. And McDowell manages to clear him. Holy crapper, and Chastain is now in 4th. Giggles is running down McDowell, but he manages to block the laughing clown. McDowell just gave up the lead to Giggles, and then he hit the wall with just 3 to go. Yeah, this was your fault, Joey. Your fault. You managed to wreck him out. And you also took away Michael McDowell's chance to win. You clown. Yeah, I'm sure that Giggles is laughing when he did that, because, well, he is unhinged after all. One of the most unhinged drivers in NASCAR in recent years. I mean, tried to run over Austin Dillon's pit crew. That's unhinged. No other driver can do that. Jeez, calm down, man. You don't want to get too angry. The race gets into overtime. McDowell's now out of the race. The caution ends with Chastain catching up, but Logano wins. The caution ends with Chastain catching up, but Logano still wins. You just ruined the race, man! And this, my friend, is why Texas sucks. I hate to say it, but it gets our first 5 out of 10 for a bunch of cautions at the top of it all off, the whole race being ruined by yet another Logano victory. I really hope he doesn't win next time. So sorry, Logano fans. I didn't mean you no harm, but I didn't like the race. I didn't like how it ended, and I didn't like how the finish went. But you Logano fans will probably eat it up, because, well, you just obsess over the clown. Or obsess over Logano. I just don't like it when a race is ruined by an anticlimactic finish, but what do you expect though? It's Texas Motor Speedway, aka the worst track in the NASCAR schedule right now. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this double feature, as I was not expecting it to become one, but it had to become one due to the fact that I had a Star Wars video and the Barber GP. I will be signing off. Here's the link to another Kyle Larson win if you want to see it. You know the drill by now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell just in case you already Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case you haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.